morning, Peggy. Good morning, Cloud. Good morning and welcome to what is turning out to be the lost day. I woke up this morning at my usual time of around 6:45, 7 o'clock. I got up, I let the chickens out, I had a cup of tea, I had a bit of breakfast, I edited my vlog. And my intention today was to film my podcast, which is due to go up next week. So I got my show notes out and started finishing those off, and 5 minutes into doing that I just became overwhelmingly tired is the best way to describe it. I just could not keep going. So that was about 9 o'clock, and I said to Dan, look, I just think I'm going to go back to bed for half an hour, which I never do, never feel like I need to do. I thought I just needed maybe a half hour extra nap or something. So I went back to bed and I watched a podcast for about 10 minutes. And then again, overwhelmingly tired, I put my head on the pillow. And the next thing I knew, Dan was waking me up, and it was 1:15 in the afternoon. So that really baffled me. So for about an hour, I thought I was having some kind of weird dream that I'd gone back to bed and then woken up. It was just absolutely baffling to me. I still think I might be having a dream. And I've got this headache that just won't shift. So I've done a COVID test, because obviously my mum tested positive after I spent the day with her on Thursday. So that's my second COVID test in 48 hours, and it's still negative. I have no other symptoms other than this headache and feeling exhausted. And I've just written today off, really. Phoebe's on a call with her school friends. Lilia's upstairs on a FaceTime call with her boyfriend. Dan's downstairs doing the ironing and watching a film. And I decided to come up and tackle some of the mess in our bedroom. So when we redecorated our room, so I automatically looking up at the horrible water stain that arrived after we decorated, and we have a roofer coming to sort that out now. That's all arranged. Because we have a leak in our bedroom ceiling. God, I'm going off on tangents. Don't go off on a tangent. When we did our bedroom up, we moved everything out, obviously, because we had to plaster and we had wardrobes put in. And when I moved it all back in, I was determined that I wasn't just going to shove things in cupboards and forget about them. I was going to sort them out and only keep what I wanted to keep and what I was going to use. So I've got a lot of yarn in these cupboards, I'll be honest. I got rid of some, but a lot of my yarn is just too precious. Most of my yarn, all of my yarn. So I've got a lot of yarn in the wardrobes around me, as well as clothes and normal things that normal people keep in their wardrobes. And I had a whole load of fabric. Now, I don't sew often, so I do have a bit of a fabric stash and notions and other bits that I've built up over the years thinking, oh, I might use that, or people have given it to me as gifts, or it's sentimental. And I put it all in this box here. And it's been sitting out in the bedroom in front of the fireplace here ever since. And I'm fed up of looking at it. So I've pulled everything out of that box now, and I'm attempting to sort through it. I'm beginning to regret having started that, because the room now looks like a fabric shop exploded all over it. And not a very good fabric shop. But I'm going to have to keep going. There's no way out. I can't go back. I just need to plough on forwards. So I'm putting aside some fabric I know I'm going to get rid of and other bits. I'm trying to be really ruthless and just keep a very small stash of fabric. On my Little Drops of Wonderful channel, I'll be running a dodgy bag make-along in May, throughout May, with my friend Claudia, who has the Crochet Luna podcast. I'm going to talk about this on the podcast when I film it, which will have to be tomorrow now. So make sure you go and watch that if you want all the details. But I'm basically putting some fabric aside that I know I want to use during that month to sew into bags, because it's already cut, ready to be sewn into bags. I've just never got round to making the actual bags. So I'm going to crack on with that, but this really is turning into a peculiar day. I just feel like I've lost a whole day. I think I'm doing this because I need to feel like I've done something useful. A couple of Christmases ago, I was very lucky to be sent a fabric advent as a complete surprise from my friends Loma and Echo. And I've just been going through all the fabrics again. It's been like opening the whole advent again. It's been so fun. Look at this one with all of the beige food. I need to make something for Lilia with this. She would love that. We're having hot dogs for dinner tonight. So I've got all these scraps of fabric. Look at this one. Vintagey umbrellas and just wonderful to go through. So I've made them into, I've just folded them all up, taken them out of the envelopes. This is one of the biggest ones, and I think Lilia will absolutely love this. She loves tarot and the moon and all of that kind of thing. I need to think of something to make for her with that. Beautiful. And then there's one here that particularly made me smile. They live in Minnesota. That's a postcard from their town. And it says, it's a fat quarter from our local quilt shop, and this fabric was featured as part of the Minnesota Shop Hop last year. It includes some of the phrases said here in Minnesota. And they thought that I'd find that fun, and I do. So these are some of the phrases said in Minnesota. So I'll show you, because I'm sure some of you watching are from Minnesota, so you might recognise some of your phrases there. I love it. Oh my goodness. Ufta. One of the creatures in the girls' what's that? Animal Crossing says that all the time, and I always really like that animal. It go everything it says, it ends it with Ufta. That's brilliant. The same Christmas, I did a little swap with my gorgeous friend Cherie at the Ollie and Bella podcast. Do go over and check out her videos. She's lovely. And she sent me this gorgeous Christmassy pretty bag. And because I've got that at the same time, I put all of my fabrics from my advent, my fabric advent inside it. So I think I'm actually going to keep them in there, because I kind of associate the bag with these fabrics now. So I'll know they're all in one place. And some of them have little notes with them, and I want to keep them all together to remember the reasoning behind the fabrics. This is one of my most favourite duvets that the girls have ever had. It was Lilia's. It's from the White Company, and they don't do this print anymore. It's a single duvet, and she had it for such a long time that some of the white has discoloured and gone a bit yellowy, and also it's full of holes, literally just worn through. And I love it, and there's still so much of this fabric that's perfectly good. So what I want to do is cut out the bits that are still perfectly usable and do something with it. I'm thinking pillowcases or possibly cushions for the bed. But if you've got any brilliant ideas for a really good quality bedding fabric, that, you know, an old duvet to be repurposed. It's a single duvet, and I could probably use about 3/4 of it, but not in one big bit. So do share your ideas in the comments. You're always so creative with your ideas. But I love this so much. I'm so fussy about fabric, and I hate it when fabric bobbles, or, you know, when it gets all the bobbling, and this just never does. It just gets soft and smooth, and I love it. I was so sad when it got holes in it. This sun is making it really hard to film. Finally, this is the bits and bobs that I've put aside for at some point when I learn to doing patchwork with, or English paper piecing. So this is an old pair of pyjama shorts that both the girls wore, and they're no good for donating. but the fabric is lovely and it really reminds me of when the girls were small. So I'd love to include that in a quilt of some kind, so that's why I've kept that. I know exactly what that's going to, and all of these fabrics here as well are all put aside specifically for future quilts when I learn to do it. And again, these pyjamas were from BHS before it closed down, and both the girls wore these and they're so pretty. It's kind of an embroidery, well, it's not embroidery on glaze, but it's got that kind of raised embroidery on it, and it's got an embroidery on glaze trim, and it's got this beautiful fabric. And again, no good for donating, but perfect for adding to a quilt. I was so sad when Phoebe grew out of these. It's so cute. Covered in breakfast stains and things. Cocoa Pops. In here, in case it's not obvious, is some old linen fabric. It was a tablecloth that belonged to my mum. She was getting rid of it, and it's perfect for embroidery. I have used it in a hoop to do a little embroidery thing downstairs, which I shall pop an image of on the screen now as I'm talking, because I'm really proud of it. And I know that my friend Kay of the Bakery Bears is about to do an embroidery course, so it might be handy for that, because I intend to try and follow along with it. But I'd like to hold on to that for future embroidery attempts, because I do like embroidery. Even if I never do it, it is something I'd like to explore more in the future, in my crafting future. Had my camera settings set in a weird way, so it was continually trying to focus in and out on the background, and I don't know how long it's been doing that, but I think I've sorted it. I'm having some apple and some banana. This is something I used to do in the days when I was breastfeeding Lilia, so 16 years ago. After she was born, I had really bad postnatal depression, which remained undiagnosed until I had Phoebe in 2010. Which was over 4 years later. And I couldn't eat really, but I knew that I had to because I was breastfeeding. So every day I made sure I cut up an apple and a banana and I ate them. And I knew then at least, no matter what else I did during the day, what else happened, I'd had at least 2 portions of my fruit and vegetables. And because I'm feeling so weird today and so dodgy, I'm doing the same. I'm going to make sure I get an apple and a banana, if nothing else. We will be having salad with dinner, and I do have an appetite. I just feel peculiar. I was just saying to Dan, it's almost like today was supposed to happen so that I could sort out this box that has been bothering me and stressing me out. Because the box is now empty, so that will go and have a use somewhere else. And I've really got in front of me the things that I'm keeping, so now all I need to do is work out where they're going to go, which might just involve a little bit of reordering of a cupboard or two, which is fine. So I'm going to eat this and continue on my mission. I also found some yarn throughout. It was just popped on top of the box actually, but it was under something. And it's so beautiful. Do you want to see it? Now I'm pretty sure I know why these are separated out. One is because I've had this one for so long. It's Rhapsody Yarns. I realise that this is not my knitting and crochet podcast, but I know a lot of you are interested. It's called Firefly, and I think it's a really Halloween-y colour, and I want to make some Halloween socks. Actually, a hat would be nice, wouldn't it? But I'm just not sure how often I'd wear it. And if I'm going to make some Halloween socks, I'm going to need to start knitting them well in advance of Halloween. So I've got my Halloween bag here, so I'm going to pop it in there ready to go and set myself a reminder to start around the beginning of September, which is exciting. The other one I've got was a gift from Kate, and it's a Rosie's Moments yellow yarn, and the reason I've kept this out is I want to gather all of my single yellow skeins of yarn no matter what the kind of yellow it is, because I want to make a crochet granny square something or other with all of my yellow yarn. I've got that stuck in my head that I want to do that. So I didn't want to put this away because I wanted to go and get all the other yellow skeins and put them all together. But obviously I haven't got around to that. The best laid plans. And then this one was a gift from my lovely friend Suzanne, who I've mentioned a few times before. She is Green Lumpkin yarn. And it is Twinkle Toes. She sent this to me. I think she donated one as a prize for the Strictly Sock Along that I run on my other channel. And she sent one for me. I don't believe it's a Christmas colourway, but to me, it's a very Christmassy blend of colours, and I just really love that red that's in there. I like red and pink together. And I really wanted to make some Christmas socks, and again, I think I wanted to keep it out, so I knew that I'd need to start early in order to have Christmas socks to wear at Christmas. I love looking at yarn. It makes me so happy. I've never fallen out of love with the joy of yarn and knitting and crochet ever since I started. Never. I love it. If I'm honest, I love sorting through a box as well. I love sorting things out. I just never have the time to do it. I'm trying not to feel guilty about it. I've also looked out some spring decorations. So I'll probably put those up in the next couple of days. We should probably put some Easter decorations up. I'm not sure if this is the best solution, but it's the only solution for now. All of the sewing things fit in this old Cath Kidston blanket bag, which originally had some cushions in it, which I'm going to put somewhere else. It's not ideal because obviously it's floppy, there's no support to it and everything, but it's just going to go in the very bottom of my corner wardrobe, which is here. I've already got a box here with the pink one's got all beading stuff, and the bottom one's full of cream crochet cotton, or cotton, which I have earmarked for all kinds of things. And then just inside there you can see boxes of yarn. And then a very small portion of the wardrobe has actually got clothes hanging up in it. Priorities. So here we are, and I also forgot to mention when I was talking about learning my English paper piecing or my patchwork. So I've put all of my fabric in one little bag here, and I've made myself a little note for quilting. There we go. Last year, was it last year? I think it was last year. My lovely friend Gaynor, who is Tales from Cuckoo Land. If you want more vlogs and you haven't heard of Gaynor, head on over there. She's Tales from Cuckoo Land. She does regular vlogging. And she's brilliant. And she's my friend. Hang on, I'm going to have to put the camera down to open this. So I think it was for my birthday last year. Gaynor sent me this wonderful English paper piecing beginner's kit from So Sweet Violet. The lovely Jules. That's another vlogger of So Sweet Violet. There you go, there's her channel name. Oh, that is so shiny. I could just do this all day. But I won't. So you get in here. I don't know if she still sells these. So you get your needle gauge here. Isn't that beautiful? See, if I had a craft room, I could have these things hanging up. One day. And then you get a little bag full of pre-cut pixies. Oh, just love it. I'm not really a pink, flowery type of person, but when it comes to sort of vintage, those kind of colours, green, red, orange, yellow, and on that grey, oh, that's nice as well. Having just said I don't really like pink, I love that. Mustardy yellow. Oh, just all of these fabrics just evoking me some kind of deep buried memory which I can't quite pinpoint. Anyway, we're not going to go through every single one. Look at that one. Oh, I love that. I just love it. I love it. Anyway, you get the hexies, you get the paper hexies, you get the little glue and a clip thing and some thread and milliner's needles, which is apparently a thing you need for this. And then Jules has also got tutorials as well. So this has been sitting in this box, and occasionally I look at it and go, oh, I'm going to do that. And I never find the time. Oh, I just can't wait to get started. So I know that I've got the tools that I need to get started. I've got fabric put aside. I've got fabric pre-done for me. And I know that this will happen in my future. So I'm going to put this in with my sewing stuff. It's finally got a proper home. Right, I'm downstairs having had a very successful clearing out session, but not very successful at being in focus. I'm going into the living room and I'm going to perch here. Oh, all the cushions are on one sofa. Oh, if you just saw that, that is the result of the ironing. Dan's just hung it up there and take it up in a minute. Oh, those have fallen out of my... Oh, stop talking to yourself. Okay, I'm going to sit here. No, I'm not. Where am I going to put the camera if I sit here? There is nowhere in this room that doesn't make me look tired. I've got so much highlighter on under my eyes. Imagine how I look without the highlighter. It's not good. I forgot to open my birthday advent yesterday, which means I've got 2 to open today. It's very exciting. One yarny one. Let's choose one that doesn't look yarn. Ooh, very flat one. Okay, let's open the yarny one first. This is my birthday advent from Dominique. Thank you so much, Dominique. I am loving this. Okay, it's a Wool is the Answer mini. It's called Midnight. Oh, something else in here. Oh, there's a sticker. I'll show you that in a minute. Oh, that is a nice dark blue. That is nice. That'll be nice for whatever I'm going to make with all my yarn minis from this advent. Oh, don't get too close to the camera. And there's this really good sticker in here as well. I'm a top downer. If you're not a knitter, that refers to the direction you knit your socks. Top down or toe up. And this is very true. I am a top downer. I do prefer to knit my socks from the cuff down. I love that. Thank you, Dominique. And I wonder what this flat one is. Have you noticed I'm still in my pyjamas? I haven't got dressed today. Like I say, it's the lost day. A jolly handy magnetic bookmark. Oh my goodness. Right, I'm taking it out of the packet so I can show you. And it's got sheep in sweaters or jumpers with a knitted fabric behind, and it says work in progress. Oh my goodness, my new favourite bookmark. Oh, I can't wait to use that. Oh, I'm gonna have to use that on my book that I'm reading at the moment. That is brilliant. Thank you, Dominique. Right, we're having hot dogs tonight, except we're not really having hot dogs. We're having sausages, nice sausages. So we've got pork and apple for Lilia and I, and Dan and Phoebe are having This Isn't Pork sausages. We've got hot dog buns, and we're going to have a weird combination of vegetables for Dan and I, and the girls are having baked beans. And then we're going to watch the last Ant and Dec Saturday night takeaway of the season and just have a chill night, really. I'm still feeling really odd. I feel like I've been up all night, even though I went back to bed for an extra over 4 hours. It's absolutely bonkers. I really could do without coming down with COVID. We've got Hamilton. I can get it anytime on the train home. I can test positive. I can't test positive beforehand. I've been reading through the comments, and a couple of people asked what makes a cream tea a cream tea, and it is having
cream and tea.
Well, yeah, it's having scones, basically. You have a scone with clotted cream and jam, and that is a cream tea. Ours was, we had kind of a cream tea afternoon tea because we had sandwiches and cakes as well. Yeah, so here in the UK, here in England, there are two ways that you can have your scone with your jam and cream. Dan's looking at me as in, don't go there. Just don't wade into this debate. In Cornwall, I believe it is...
just in Cornwall and Dorset, there are two different ways, and I don't know which way.
Devon!
Is it
Cornwall and
Cornwall and
Devon.
Devon. Don't say which one is which way, because you'll get it wrong and then you'll be in trouble.
I'm pretty, like, if I was answering a question on this on a game show, I would be pretty certain that I could go for the jackpot with this. So, in Cornwall, I'm pretty certain it's jam first, then cream. In Devon, I'm pretty sure it's cream first, then jam. Discuss. Everyone's going to come and tell me I'm wrong. Maybe they'll come and tell me I'm right. Are you in Cornwall and Devon? Do you disagree with your county's methods? Personally...
Oh, just stop.
Personally, I prefer cream first then jam.
You're wrong. It's jam first then
But then
tea.
Dan says jam first then cream. So, you know, you've got people rooting for either side here. And also just saying everyone was really nice about the...
Cornish is jam and then cream, according to this picture from the Cornish cream.
That's what I just
website.
said, jam and cream, I was right.
You like cream then jam. You just said that. So you're a Devon girl.
I'm Devon, yeah.
You're wrong.
Anyway, everyone was very nice about... I had my hair up in a towel after the bath and they were saying I looked very glamorous without my fringe. Dan's giving me a look of disbelief. So thank you for that. You can all stay. It's hard to believe now, isn't it, with the bags under my eyes. Yeah, so I think that concludes the lost day. We're going to watch Ant and Dec now. The girls have got some popcorn to have, and Ant and Dec on a Saturday night is always a good treat. They do like a Saturday night programme which is just all fun and silly things, and we love the happiest minute of the week when they give away holidays to loads of people who just really deserve them, and it's just, we just spend the whole minute just going...
Well, it's actually 3 minutes.
Or crying.
I actually know someone who's going to be in the audience tonight. She's travelled down from Norfolk with a couple of friends, and they got a selfie with Andy Peters earlier, according to Facebook.
I love Andy Peters, he's my childhood.
Yeah, well, I'm done now, thank you. I want to watch the England versus North Macedonia highlights, thank you very much. The England women won 10-0 last night, so I'm going to enjoy watching that. And strangely, in a nice bit of symmetry, the English women's rugby team beat Ireland today, 58-5, by scoring 10 tries. So there you go. 10's a good number today.
Have you finished with your sports update?
You don't have to put this in, but that's up to you.
And now the weather.